My name is Clarence Humes, Jr. I'm the proud principal of John Philip Sousa Middle School. My history here at John Philip Sousa Middle School is that I'm transitioning into my 5th year as lead principal. I arrived at Sousa in 2011. Before I came to Sousa, I was an assistant principal at Deal Middle School from 2009 to 2011. Before I became the assistant principal at Deal Middle School, I was the assistant principal at Stuart Hobson Middle School from 2007 to 2009. From 2000 to 2007, I had an opportunity to teach and also be the dean of students at Stuart Hobson Middle School. So that makes it 16 years in Washington, D.C. public schools in middle schools for me. Our vision here at Sousa Middle School is to simply create and establish an environment with passionate educators to produce and develop competent and contributing citizens to this new global society in which we live. Proficiency is essential to our work. Just last year alone, we had 62% of students reading on grade level, and we had 57% of students on grade level in math. But with that said, we're truly excited about the different interventions that we're bringing in this year in an effort to improve those numbers. I do believe I'm responsible for the academic growth of our students due to the fact that I'm solely responsible for ensuring that we have the right educators in the building, planning and preparing for student academic growth. My team and I, whether support staff, classroom, you name it, we're responsible for every adult, which all the work that we do here at Sousa is solely focused on academic growth and character development. So yes, I do believe that. Our academic expectations at Sousa Middle School is for students to simply provide maximum effort each and every day. We communicate to students daily. Being on time, being prepared, and being engaged are 3 keys to success here at Sousa. And therein lies how we create and plan for students to work from year to year. I believe it's more hard work than natural intelligence. I also believe that an engaging, meaningful relationship assists and supports students as well. And also I believe modeling what we want from students here at Sousa Middle School, which we as the adults here at Sousa are charged with that. Those are the things that lead to academic success. So how we keep track on how students are producing throughout the course of the year is our weekly grade level meetings, our weekly collaborative planning meetings solely focused on data, our bi-weekly academic leadership team meetings that is solely focused on scope and sequence and the instructional initiatives that we have here for our teachers. And then the relationships that we have with our families. And what I mean by that is parent conferences, meetings with families to discuss solely academics. We have a number of behavioral expectations here at Sousa Middle School for students. However, the one thing that I would like to discuss or just speak to is we at Sousa Middle School model the behaviors in which we want to see out of our children. Meaning, if we want children to arrive on time, our adults need to be on time. If we want children to be in class prepared, our adults need to be in class prepared. If we want students to be engaged in the lesson, our adults in the building need to ensure that they're planning and creating, engaging in meaningful lessons for students. As it relates to overall behavior, there's a laundry list of behaviors, and I believe in general, each school has the same expectations regarding behavior. However, here at Sousa Middle School, we want our adults to model what we want to see in our students, behavioral-wise and also academically. Well, we enforce rules, again, by modeling expectations first and foremost. And then second, which is the biggest thing, we enforce rules by being consistent. If there's a particular consequence or an acknowledgement of a particular student, we expect for us to approach another student in that same manner. We have to be consistent. If we're not consistent as it relates to our expectations on the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, in the hallways, in the gymnasium, in the restrooms, students won't know where to go. Students won't know what rules to follow. Students won't know what expectations to meet. So we have to be consistent, and there lies how we enforce our classroom school rules. Well, we reward good behavior every day, be it by a smile, be it by intercom acknowledgments, whether it's within the grade levels. One thing that we started last year were the Cobra clusters. And the Cobra clusters allow students who obviously are exhibiting good behavior to participate each Wednesday with our clusters. And what our clusters is an opportunity for us as the adults to engage with the students in a different way. So each student attends their academic class. However, the periods are shortened. So at 2:15 p.m., each student signs up for a particular cluster. So what's a cluster? A cluster is something that I like to do. It's something that every adult in this building likes to do. So we have clusters that are focused on guitar, meditation, which is one of my clusters, community service, baseball, you name it. And we have a number of different clusters, students sign up on it. And for those who've earned the opportunity to participate, at that point in time, they have an opportunity to engage with the adult in a different manner. Not focus on scope and sequence, not focus on data, solely focus on student interest, which is important with engagement, which obviously contributes to our overall school culture. I do believe that I'm personally responsible for the professional development of my teachers. I also believe as constant learners, as educators, we should all be personally responsible for our own educating. What I will say as principal, our school initiatives, it's my job to ensure that we have the necessary experts in place to assist and lead teachers. For the most part, we have those experts here at Sousa Middle School, so we don't physically have to bring someone from the outside. And then our district provides fantastic opportunities for our teachers as it relates to professional development. A lot of the district initiatives, and as we are aligned to our district initiatives, the district provides those things. However, as principal, no different than it relates to me being responsible for student academic growth and achievement, I'm also responsible for teacher growth and achievement as well, because obviously if teachers are successful and are improving, it will be a domino effect, and the students will become more successful and will continue to improve. So if we had a teacher vacancy, one way that we would recruit and hire the teacher would be, one, through our normal process with human resources, through the district government. That would be one way. Two, also just simply word of mouth. We've developed relationships with a number of the new teaching programs, be it TFA, be it Teaching Fellows, Math America. So we reach out to those individuals as well. It's important to not only have experienced educators in the building, but it's also important to have educators that are new to the profession as well. I believe having a number of different types of individuals in the building won't do anything but better prepare our students for society, because that's obviously what our society looks like. Well, how we evaluate our teachers here at Sousa Middle School and to ensure that we hold them accountable for student growth is the district. We already have systems in place here at Washington, D.C. Public Schools, be it through the impact system. Not only do we evaluate student academic achievement or lack thereof through this particular process, we also evaluate teacher growth, instructional growth through this process as well. The way I engage parents in their child's education in the building and outside the building as well is I do weekly newsletters. Those go home weekly by students. I also send home weekly Connect Eds, which is robocalls, to communicate to families what not only to expect from week to week, but also how the week was. In addition to, we have 4 Sousa showcases throughout the school year. And what the showcases are just that. Not only is it a point in time for us to acknowledge students with their academic achievement, their citizenship, by certificates for each advisory, we also have a show. We have a fantastic dance program here. We also have a fantastic music program here. And at that point in time, students dance, a choreographed dance, in addition to students play as it relates to instrumental music. We also have poems in Spanish. So it's a fantastic time. And we're making a point of bringing families into the building at least 4 days, 4 times a school year, separate from the parent conferences. Here at Sousa Middle School, we believe in open door policy. So I am always available to parents. We believe it's important to open our doors. We believe it's important not only to open our front doors, but also open our classroom doors as well. So whenever a family wants to come by to shadow a student, whenever a family wants to come by to sit down with the administration, to ask questions of the administration, that can happen anytime. The only thing I request and ask is when families want to come in and sit down with teachers, make sure that they're not teaching. In an effort to just call ahead, in an effort to have the whole team have an opportunity to sit with the family.